Let's look at the weapons of Harry Potter.
This is the Kitsune clan, a group of sword enthusiasts who like cosplay, reenactment, and historical martial arts. If you have similar interests, feel welcomed.
We have started with the War of the Wizards some time ago, and of course, everybody was waiting for Harry Potter, or not. And now I have to make a disclaimer. I think, if I'm precise, this is probably less about Harry Potter than more about Dumbledore. Anyway, how does it look like concerning weapons in the Harry Potter world? Yeah, I don't want to fight with brooms. Definitely not. Not that I don't like to fight with brooms, but the brooms in Harry Potter, at least in the movies, I don't really like them. With these strange devices where you can place your feet. Yeah. Anyway, what can we use otherwise? Of course, we can use the Gryffindor sword. Was that not a cool thing when it first appeared in the movies? Yeah, somehow. I really tried to get decent replicas of it. The first thing I got was made out of metal, which is not a big problem. I can, of course, also test the metal weapons against other metal weapons. But for most of the other stuff we got for War of the Wizards, we of course had polypropylene or polyurethane or foam weapons. So it's then not ideal. And I really was looking for a foam weapon. I was thinking, guys, this is something that kids really love. Why is there no toy version? The heck? How can that be? In the end, I found one from a Chinese seller and I ordered it. And you know what? It's nice. It's really nice. Problem is, it's too large. It's not the size as in the movies. I mean, maybe for cosplay, if adults, of course, want to cosplay as Harry Potter, then the sword needs to be larger. Would make sense. This is almost for a two-handed use, and that it's probably a really cool training device, but it probably does not give the same mechanics as the metal sword or an originally sized sword. Therefore, I had to build one. And what I did is I took a Nazgul sword that was made for kids, apparently. It's a soft one. And I basically cut it down and emulated the red gems with nerf heads and things like that. At least I have now something to test. So let's test it. How is it using the Gryffindor sword? And yeah, it's a small sword. And to be specific, the type is called small sword if you look at it. And that's how it feels. So defending with it against strikes is something where you think, yeah, okay, it could be a bit thicker and wider and a bit longer. And it could have some more hand protection. So it's a very, very stripped down weapon. But of course, it's functional. It works. It's a very historical small sword. It's not fancy in anything, and it's not like many other fantasy swords with a lot of unnecessary stuff added to it. If it's functional, and depending how you want to use it, I really love the thumb hold, and therefore I can, of course, fence with it, similar to a small sword. I can use it a bit like an Eskrima Kali Arnis weapon. The problem is, of course, as it's so short and so tiny, and here my attacker has, of course, a longer sword with a bit more mass, I really have trouble. And I can block, I can do half sword, but it doesn't feel good, not at all. So what I mainly can do is I can try to cut for the hands and then launch in from time to time. That's probably where I'm bound to. Compared to other swords we have seen with the wizards, so Gandalf's sword is a different type of thing, definitely. And we will have more direct comparisons still. I'm not sure whether I want to fight against Gandalf's sword with this thing. No, probably not. Can I have something for support, please? Yes, of course. We all know main weapon of the wizards in Harry Potter and elsewhere. They have their magic wands, and we have looked at magic wands, and Gandalf's magic wand is a monster, and Friren's magic wand is a heavy club, and Negi Magi's magic wand is basically a halberd, and Harry Potter's magic wand is a chopstick. Yeah, okay. What's the longest among the ones? I think we can have a dedicated video for comparing the different magic wands from the Harry Potter universe against each other. I here take the one from Albus Dumbledore because it's longer. And we know these magic wands can break because that happens in the movies as well. I somehow assume that Dumbledore's magic wand will not break, at least I hope so. And I can use it here as a support. And we know already from exploring Messerfechten in combination with daggers, I will link a video in the description box, so from historical sources, that we can use the dagger to simply poke into the hand of the attacker. And that's what I can do in this combination. I can protect myself with this tiny little sword and at the same time poke into the attacking hand, by that stopping the attack and then also having less force on my sword. I think this is a really, really appropriate way of using this equipment. And so this is not too shabby. You can do something. This is, I really have to say, the Harry Potter universe here provides us with some equipment. Although, as I said, it's more of Dumbledore's equipment than Harry Potter's equipment anyway, cheating here and there. Against other things like an axe, I don't want to. No, I don't want to use this sword against the axe. I can try to throw the magic wand at my opponent and then run, or maybe I can use the big version or so. Yeah, that's better. And even better would of course be to have the big version of the Gryffindor sword in the right hand and the small version in the left hand, so kind of a left hand dagger. And then you would almost be equipped like with rapier and dagger. So there's definitely potential in that. But, and that's a big but of course, if I look at the other weapons of some of the other wizards, like I said, Gandalf with a really, really heavy magic wand club thingy and a proper sword. Oh, yeah, that might be tough. Against Loki with his glaive type of magic wand and a pair of daggers. So if I throw my magic wand here and Loki throws the dagger and he still has one dagger left and the glaive is definitely about to destroy the Gryffindor sword, so no. So what about the other guys? So against Negi, yeah, maybe, but I already said I like Negi's halberd-like type of magic wand, and also Friren's magic wand will probably really, really crush everything in the way. So it's nice to see that in the Harry Potter universe we have usable weapons, but against the other wizards, I don't think that I want to use that against the weaponry of the other wizards. We definitely have to do some more direct comparison videos in the future to have that directly tested against each other. We did not test here against the spear because it was already very, very horrible against the axe. Yeah, that basically tells already quite a bit of a story. I still don't get why Harry Potter has these tiny little chopstick wands when in other fantasy franchises we have these large wands where you can really do something with them. I mean, I don't know what they thought about when introducing these things into this universe, but I mean that's how it is. At least the sword it's not bad. It's small, but it's okay, and in historical context it would definitely make sense. And if we look at the other situation in the Harry Potter universe, I mean, you would have to say, hey, with this sword you are probably really, really well equipped against all the others. Against other wizards from other universes with their equipment, it does not look as good. But still, positive surprise. Hey, we can get something from this franchise, from this universe that is useful and it also makes fun. But on the other hand, it's pretty frightening against a lot of the other things available. And one lesson, again, said that already when I was looking at the Gandalf stuff. It's astonishing to me what is available on the market and what not. There should be hundreds of toy swords, Gryffindor swords available or not, because every little Harry Potter fan would probably love to have one. Or am I wrong here? I don't get that. I think it's a decent sword that makes fun. Not so much against an axe, but against other stuff. And I think if you look at the market for lightsabers and stuff like that, why the heck is there not so much market for Harry Potter swords? And when there is, they didn't get the scale right. I'm puzzled about that. Anyway, War of the Wizards, we will continue exploring these aspects and we will have more direct tests against some of the other weapons. For the moment, I really hope we could inspire you and I hope to see you around next time.